Welcome to movementprofessional.com, and this is an elevated push-up using two boxes for a little deficit in the push-up. So you want to start by squaring up to the boxes, and you're going to put your open hand, spread fingers on each box, and basically you're going to be doing a hip hinge. So actually getting into the position is important, that you try to maintain a little bit of a hip hinge. That's going to carry over later to if you're doing burpees or things like that you always kind of hip hinge to get your hands down and then hip hinge and create a good spinal position to get back up. And it just helps you promote that flexibility necessary to get in and out of that position. Alright, and then you're going to step back, one foot and then the other, feet together, tips of the toes, shoulders right over the wrists, and head is in a neutral position so your gaze is down. If your chin is gently tucked and you feel a little bit of length in the back of the neck under the occiput region of the skull, then you're going to be in a good position there. And one of the best cues for stability, instead of pulling up or anything like that, is just to try to feel length, like the crown of your head is going away from your feet, and that will naturally put you into a good stable position. Alright, and from there you want to bring your body forward a little bit so that you create a relatively vertical forearm right there. Alright, so just like straight up and down, you're trying to create a right angle between forearm and upper arm. Alright, in this case, because we have the double boxes there, we can get a little deficit and stretch the front of the chest. I'm on the tips of my toes. Alright, so one of the common mistakes here is that the bike stays up and you push down through the heels. You want to be on the tips of your toes and balancing there. Alright, and then push back up, walk out, and you're in the same position that you started. Alright, so positions and transitions with the push-up. There's starting position, tips of the toes, the wrists are right under the shoulders, the head is in line with the rest of the spine, and then the bottom position, still head in line with the rest of the spine, still on the tips of the toes, but now you're in a right angle position of the forearm and the upper arm. Okay, and you just basically you transition between those two. It's very, very straightforward. So you got to make sure you get the positions down. The movement is a matter of strength, but if you don't have the positions down, you can be doing the movement improperly or inefficiently and not even realizing it. Alright, a few more there. And let's move the boxes to the front. We'll take a little front view. And again, spread fingers, hip hinge, 1 foot, 2 foot back. And from this angle you can see, actually, because I have my hands a little bit wider, so this would be a wider grip push-up, I'm still keeping my elbows in, so I'm almost making a little bit of a W with the arms here, okay? And that's creating a external rotation bias. The fingers are still facing out forward in that direction, but I'm creating a torque in my shoulders which will help to keep the humerus or the arm bone in the socket a bit more, and it helps me to pull myself down into the push-up as opposed to just having gravity assist me down. I'm actually pulling myself down, which is going to engage the posterior muscles around the shoulder blades and in the back. So you get more of a balanced push-up. On the way down, I'm using the muscles of the back part of my body, and on the way up, I'm using more of the front. Okay. So up and down. And again, we just finish in the same position that we started. So there's two positions there. Alright, so that is the push-up elevated on boxes. This is a regression from the push-up from the ground, but if you're doing a sloppy push-up from the ground, it's going to be a better exercise for you to elevate it. So don't be a hero. Make yourself do what you're appropriate for. If you can't get in the position or maintain the position up and down when you're on the ground, elevate it. Welcome back to movementprofessional.com. So today we're going to deconstruct the push-up. So in slow motion, we get down into a high plank position. Alright, so we want to lock the arms in place, make sure that the hands are directly under the shoulders. And notice the fingers are as spread as can be, and you're trying to generate a torque through the mat which spins the elbows, the point of the elbows backwards behind, alright, towards the wall behind, and that's your starting position. And then as you initiate the push-up, you want to feel like you're bringing your head forward so that you're making right angles with your arms. Alright, we'll see that better from the side. Alright, so then it's just down, all the way down, try to touch your chest and your nose to the mat, and then push back out, return to the starting position. So make sure you lock out fully, and again, feel like you're kind of spinning your hands through the ground, so the points of the elbows are biased backwards. And to the side, again, get locked in, you can see it from this angle, hands are straight right under the shoulder. On the tips of my toes with my feet together will give me a sense of position sense that I'm in a nice straight plane. Alright, so the more I'm on the tips of my toes, the more I'm going to load through the arms and the more the core gets a challenge. Alright, and try to keep a relatively straight line from ankle bones to ear. And then as I move through the push-up, I'm going to lead with my head so that I keep a pretty vertical forearm going down. Okay, touch the nose and push back up and lock back out. Full speed, down and up. Alright, so that's the push-up. If you have any questions, you can reach me at movementprofessional.com.